There are 3 roles that every leader of a team, an organization, or community plays every single day, consciously or unconsciously. And your ability to understand these 3 roles and how much of your time is spent with each one of these roles will determine the success of you in your role as a leader. Let me show you what I mean in this video. Last week, I was reviewing what I had done for the day, and I looked at my calendar and I noticed at the beginning of the day, I started off with a financial meeting with my accountant, and we went over the books and we closed out the books for the prior month. Then I went into a one-on-one conversation with one of my direct reports, and it was an hour-long conversation where we reviewed some of the challenges she had over the past quarters, also some of the things she shined at over the past quarter. And then later that evening, I trained in New York City, where I presented on stage as a keynote to a conference. And in one day, I wore all 3 hats that a typical leader wears within a team, organization, or community. To set up these 3 roles, I want to go to the analogy of sports. And I know some of you are like, yay, sports! But stay with me, okay? In a sports arena, in a team, in a sports organization, there are 3 main roles. There is the owner in the box, there is the coach on the sideline, and then there's the player on the field. Each one of those roles is critical to the success of the overall team for that year. And if you think about it, however, the roles that the owner in the box plays versus the coach on the sideline versus the player on the field are completely different. Now, go to your team, your organization, your community. Who's the owner, who's the coach, and who's the player? And my guess is if you are a leader of a team, organization, or community and you're listening to this video, you probably play all 3 roles. The owner in the box is typically away from the day-to-day operations. They're thinking long-term. Stephen Covey talked about these 4 quadrants of the work we do, and he said the majority of our time should be spent in the quadrant where we're focused on things that aren't urgent but are super important. That's the strategic planning that we can do for the future. Owners in the box, that's what they do. They focus on the future. They're not down on the field in the day-to-day operations. Then you have the coach on the sideline, and the coach is creating the plan, coordinating the team to run the plan, coaching the team, motivating the team, getting them excited for the day that's about to come, or the week, or the month, or the quarter. They have to be there right with their team to make sure everything runs smoothly. They have to clear things out of the way for their team so that their team is successful. They are there celebrating, challenging, supporting their team. And then lastly, you got the player on the field. The player on the field is doing the work. They are on the ground doing the work that the owner in the box planned out a long time ago. The coach on the sideline had trained them on how to do, and now they're doing the work. They're on the field making it happen. Now, I know as I describe these 3 different roles, some of you are thinking going,
wait a minute.
how much of my time do I spend as the owner in the box, the coach on the sideline, or the player on the field? And again, my guess is if you are the leader of a team, organization, or community, especially in the early days, you probably spend the majority of your time doing all 3 of these. However, our goal is to move up and become the owners in the box or the coaches on the sideline. Because the more time the leader spends just being the player on the field, the less time they can strategically plan for the future and prepare the team and the manager to be ready for what's next. So the question becomes then, how much of your time are you spending as the owner, the coach, or the player? I did this activity once where I actually created an Excel doc and I listed out all the activities I did for the day. And next to it, I put how much time I spent for those activities. And I created a total, divided it out, and labeled each activity as owner, coach, or player, and then came up with a percentage of how much time I was spending being the owner, the coach, or the player. Try that out for yourself, and you will probably be amazed at how little time we actually spend up here in the owner box strategically planning for the future. Too often, leaders are swimming mindlessly through the day-to-day operations of things that just need to get done. These are the fires in the kitchen. These are the emergency moments that show up that I get it. They are important. They need to happen. The problem is if we spend all of our time being the player on the field and not the coach on the sideline or the owner in the box, we're gonna miss the opportunities to plan for the future, and instead we're gonna continuously be spending our time putting out the fires in the kitchen by being the player on the field. I wanna train you all on how to be smoke detectors, not firefighters. The first step is to find out how much time you're spending in each of these three parts. My name is Tom. I'm here to help you to engage the people on your dance floor and help you to move up into the owner in the box. With that, I'll see you in the next video.